Here's a video on, this is a 3rd gen Dodge Ram transmission mount. It looks a lot like the 2nd gen. This one's from an 03, the busted tail housing. And if you look at this, I'm doing this with one hand, kind of moving it a little bit. Once it's mounted on there, and if it's bolted down, or even with 2 hands, it's got quite a bit of play. You could probably, with 2 hands, do about a 1/4 inch of play. When the transmission is on there with a transfer case, so this is for 4-wheel drive, there's quite a bit of play. You can shake this quite a bit. And then, of course, depending on your driving habits, break that tail housing, or also have issues with your U-joints and vibration and stuff. Of course, you don't want a solid piece. You still need a little bit of give, but this is excessive. This is an OEM one, over 20-year-old mount. I believe this is an original. It's not broken, and with the drive shaft in there and trying to shake it by hand, it almost looks like it's okay. It's not until you inspect it further that you realize this is junk. Just wore out. I've got 2 other replacement mounts. One a Anchor. I believe this is a CarQuest brand, house brand. This is their better brand, of course made in Wuhan, China. And then we've got Power Torque from O'Reilly's. I like some of their parts, and I just wanted to kind of go over this. So it all looks pretty comparable, and you can kind of see here in comparison to the OEM, the metal. Now on the Anchor is a little bit lighter gauge, but usually that's not a fail point, so it's okay that they skimped out on that. You can kind of see here thickness. We got almost a 1/4 inch there, and in here a little bit bigger than an 1/8. 16's probably less than a 1/4. Now we go to the Power Torque. That one is same thickness metal as OE, and very similar design. Of course, 20 years ago they didn't know about the composite, or if they did, it wasn't anything that you could buy. This is that composite, I don't know what they call it, poly, I don't know. Anyway, you could look it up. It's not just a rubber, it's a composite plastic rubber deal. Kind of see it is a little bit stiffer. I can't move this by hand, even with two hands. I can't move it around. Of course, there's a break-in period, and at some point it's gonna move around. Now, this one's got a little bit more play, and again, that's not terrible. But these 2 parts here, I believe this one's about 50, 60 bucks. I believe this one's like 45 bucks. So go ahead and put this Power Torque on. Probably return this one, and then I wasn't too keen on the OEM Ram replacement, and I didn't want to go with the fancy solid. There's another design that I just didn't want to do. This lasted over 20 years, so this was sufficient. This will be fine. And then also I'm going to put a enhancement to hang or actually brace the transfer case onto the skid guard on this vehicle. So anyway, that's a brief description on the 2 different brands, Wuhan India. Probably made in the US, but again, it's 20 some odd